creature from the Black Lagoon returning inside a house.
And Halloween Horror Nights, we trust. It's all sold out.
None of your beeswax, you might show up with your little camera.
Okay, that line is insane. Yeah, the line for the popcorn goes all the way back.
Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2025 update. We have some more info about the icon for this year, what's going on inside the Jason Universe house. So on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day. This shirt and this design is pretty like horrific. When they were making the art, apparently the artist kind of like put plastic wrap over one of their like assistant's face to kind of get this shot. That's why it looks so realistic and horrific, is because they put like a sheet over someone's face. So on that note, let's roll the commercial.
Who knows what terror awaits? Save $10 in advance at Ticketmaster with a Pepsi 2-liter label to Universal Studios' newest terror, Halloween Horror Nights 8 Primal Scream. Grab a Pepsi and satisfy your thirst for terror. The last scream you hear may be your own.
There's a whole family of lizards just chilling there, hiding from the heat. Looks like they're painting all the railings over here. It says wet paint, and then they got a Woody Woodpecker right there. I find it odd that they painted everything, but they didn't fix the big crunch right there in the railing.
All right, so the first HHN update is Michael Aiello tweeted out this. Okay, so Michael tweeted out this. Brush strokes once meant for beauty began to ripple, distorting beneath stained glass light. From the colors came movement, and from movement, shape, and from shape, something took hold. Something evil. The tweet is just teasing, I believe they're gonna announce the icon during the Spooky Empire panel. I think they will announce his house and then announce the icon, probably have him come out on stage. This year's gonna be great because like they've actually crafted a good backstory and they started working on it a long time ago, so it doesn't feel rushed. It's gonna have kind of that classic lore that we've wanted.
So right here is the broadcast center. This is where they record the podcast.
Now they recently just released a new podcast kind of talking about Horror Unleashed, right? The HHN Vegas that's coming. It's kind of bizarre because it's definitely filmed after filming an in-depth podcast about Horror Unleashed. So I watched it twice and I was like, this is kind of confusing. So I made a SparkNote version where kind of cut it up for you guys to watch throughout the entire video. Here's the first little clip of it.
My name is Dave Solo, and I'm here to talk all about what we're going to bring to you for Universal Horror Unleashed.
We've talked about it before, but Dave, I gotta know, what are you looking forward to as far as the Universal Horror Unleashed experience goes?
I could say everything and we could be done.
Yeah, that's it.
Same.
That's today's show,
Same.
right?
But to be more specific, this is about an experience. An experience like you've never seen before. This is about what we all love about horror, what we all love about great immersive food and beverage and merchandise and atmosphere. This, in a word, it's going to be beautiful. And as horror fans, as Halloween Horror Night fans, I think you understand what I mean when I say
context,
that.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be as close to perfection
I love
as
that.
you'll ever find.
Yeah, and one of the big things too that we learned is that it's not just like a normal building that you kind of walk up to, okay, here's your experience, we'll guide you through it. It starts from the parking lot. Like when you see the warehouse itself, it's alive, and everything thematic-wise, it is like you said, it's beautiful, but in its horror kind of genre and stuff. So it's something like I've been looking forward to, but the biggest feed from this is that it's year-round. You know, like, and being a horror fan of anything in general, we have our season. You know, you got your like Halloween season, but this is for us year round.
I feel like I'm starting to see stuff now. Is that light new and that light new? I think so. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start like taking photos and then looking back at them. But there might be one or two new lights up here. All right, let's pop in a 5 and dime real quick. I think the main stained glass is pretty sold out. Do have the pieces if you're missing them, but then when it comes to the shirts, it's just all extra small. It's all sold out. And then a couple shirts left over from the Never Go Alone. So if you want one, they actually have them behind the register for the standard. Doc is out doing some experiments. Doc, wait, what are you working on right now?
Well, I'm scanning for discrepancies in the space-time continuum.
Well, I wanted to ask you, where do you like to take Clara for date night?
None of your beeswax, you might show up with your little camera there, and we don't really mind paparazzi. I'm very popular in 2025, apparently.
Doc is dedicated to his experiments. What is he doing?
On it.
Okay, is it going? Okay, come back, come back, come back.
There's an experiment happening right now. He's pulling everyone back. Fox hiding behind the trash can. Oh no.
How's it going, kid? How do you feel? Headache? Nausea? Vertigo? You're fine, kid. False alarm. Back to date night. A little Italian place that we like. I'm not going to give you the name, but it's very good. Endless salads.
Oh.
Caesar.
Yeah.
Croutons, big as your head.
Breadsticks?
You think I'm going to go to an Italian place with no breadsticks? Come on, buddy.
The whole family goes, right?
The whole family. You think Einstein?
Oh.
He loves the meatballs.
They don't do like a pup cup for him there of Alfredo sauce?
We don't, well, not there. You got to go to the other place for the pup cups. You notice Marty's nice artwork over there?
Graffiti. I think that's what Strickland would call it.
Potato. Can I show you just one thing?
Yeah.
He's got a great picture of Einstein, which I love. Boys. Hey, how are you? He's got the DeLorean.
Yeah.
Great. He even put his band up there. Fine, pinheads, okay. Not my favorite thing, but then he takes it a step too far. Have a look here.
Oh, the undies.
Why's he got his underwear up there? Even says Marty McFly on the waistband. Think he is Calvin Klein or somebody? Listen, I want you to know I've been to the future. They've decided Michael's the GOAT, it's not LeBron. So, nevertheless, really a conversation.
Truss work. Construction updates begin. We got some new truss. Apparently it's popped up everywhere. It's sprouting up like weeds.
All right, so that truss work might be there to promote maybe a nighttime show. I know there's something coming. Some people have said it's not a full nighttime show. I don't know what that means, but there is supposed to be something happening here in the lagoon. So I don't know if that truss work is to make a sign, right, to help promote what's happening here with the showtime.
So we got a new piece of truss right there. Then we have another one right there. So normally they kind of run lights right between this truss work because they'll have a little quick service area. And there's another truss work over there. How you doing there, Lou? Are you happy that the drones are back? So apparently during the nighttime show now, drones have returned to the sky. So if you come during the nighttime show, the drones are back.
It's like, how would you describe this experience in a nutshell? Obviously leaving some to be desired, right, for our guests.
To touch on what you both just said previously, horror doesn't sleep. Horror fans don't sleep. We do have our season here in Orlando, but we don't stop watching horror movies.
Nope.
We don't stop craving delicious foods and beverages.
I love food.
We don't. The love for horror never stops, and the love for immersive experiences never stops as well. And with Universal Horror Unleashed, it is going to be a cornucopia of what we love about horror, and it's going to appeal to every single one of your senses.
Somebody like myself, I've never been to Vegas before. This will be my first time going to Vegas because of Universal Horror Unleashed. So even like fans who never really had a draw to go to Vegas, but if they're like horror fans like we are, this gives us an opportunity to also go see the city, go do other things, but really like we want that taste of horror. And there are elements that we've learned in the last episode that you're going to see, look around, up, down, and you're going to notice new things that even been around the industry for over a century now. And that's what's really unique about it, is that you get to see that if you're really a horror fan, or even those who may not be into horror, this could be kind of that step into this realm that you get to see what this world is really about in a first-person perspective, which is really awesome.
All right, so let's talk about kind of what happened last year and kind of the past couple years and why this is kind of the most important year for HHN. What happened last year? It was kind of a mess, right? It was not up to the HHN standard. It was very convoluted. There were some good elements to it, but I think every single Universal fan kind of agreed it wasn't up to what we kind of, know from the standard from HHN. 2020 happened, there was a lot of movement, and then like a lot of new people came in. Universal's not really known for their communication, let's just say that, internally. Each department was kind of doing their own thing last year, and they weren't properly kind of communicating with each other with kind of the stories and the vision, and everybody wanted to kind of do their own thing. So that's why it kind of felt very disconjointed last year and kind of messy. This year, it seems like a little more put together. Now, when I was talking to people back in like 2023 about HHN 2024, they're like, it's gonna be a bad year. So I was like, oh, it's not gonna be that bad. And then I experienced it, I was like, okay, I kind of see what they were saying. Even last year, they were talking about this year, that this was gonna be such a great year. And like, you can feel it. The energy is there for this year. Everybody's kind of, their creative juices are pumping right now to give the fans something special. So I have high hopes for this year. The IP list is insane. The original houses are also gonna be very good. There are gonna be some budget cuts in certain areas years, right? Because we're still in the Epic Universe kind of fiscal year. Travel's down and everything, but I think the houses are really gonna shine this year. Why is HHN kind of important to the entire haunt industry? HHN is the most important haunt in the entire world because HHN brings in so many different generations, and then this is like their gateway haunt. Guests come in, they experience the haunt for the first time because they're being brought in by IPs like Five Nights at Freddy's, their Fallout, and then they kind of fall in love with HHN, and they want to come back year after year after year. But more importantly, because they had such a fun time here, then they start going to their local haunt. So the past couple years, the local haunts, you know, have really seen a big dip in the attendance. If people have a good time at HHN, then they're more likely to go to these other haunts. So I think by HHN having a good year where there's all these different IPs, which are going to bring in so many different people from all over, that hits kind of every fandom, right? It's going to bring in so many different people. So I think local haunts are definitely going to see a big bump this year when people are coming back from experiencing HHN. That's why I'm excited for this year. I'm excited for the haunt industry. It's going to grow a lot this year. That's what happened when Stranger Things came. There was such a big boost, and it really changed HHN forever, and then it kind of brought in all these new fans into HHN. And we really haven't had that big of an IP yet until Five Nights at Freddy's to really do that. So I think a lot of different generations are going to come in for Five Nights and then fall in love with HHN. I just hope that they can handle the capacity this year, because we have all this construction happening everywhere. Where are they gonna put these lines? How's it gonna operate?
In Halloween Horror Nights, we trust. They got one right here, and then another one over here. So we have 3 massive truss works that have popped up over here now. So I'm guessing these are gonna be wait time trusses, right? Where they'll put the screens right there for you to go back to the houses. Also back here by Nightmare Fuel, they have some more truss work. Now behind this truss is such a big moment. They put siding on the Amity bathroom. It's been a long time since we've seen that. Hopefully by HHN opening, these bathrooms are done, but they're siding on it now. Then right here, we had some more truss work pop up. I wonder if they're gonna have another Blumhouse meet and greet. Maybe they might put like the grabber or something to promote Black Phone 2, but we got truss up. This truss work looks about the same, so we'll be seeing lighting put up probably next month. And then here they still have the Jaws overlay, so after the Jaws kind of summer ends, they'll remove this stuff and then they'll start building the scare zone, but I'm pretty sure this all stays for HHN this year. All right, so over here by the rumored Jason Universe house, they've painted the back of the facade a little bit. Again, we think it's supposed to look like Jason's shack from part 2, but they painted it just a little bit. Murdy also had some very interesting things to say in his tweets about Jason Universe. So on that note, I think it's John Murdy right there. John!
All right, so John tweeted out this: severely jet lagged, but back in the saddle and working away on HHN 2025. Makeup sculpts are flying in at a furious pace, and construction is in full swing everywhere now. Someone asked John this: for the new Jason Universe house, will you be revisiting any specific kills from past houses? And John says, it's a new story, but lots of Easter eggs of famous kills. If you remember, there's kind of this like lawsuit that was happening with the original writer where they couldn't make any Friday the 13th content. So that's why things are kind of weird with like the Jason Universe stuff where they can't use direct stuff from like the film. So someone even asked John about it. How did you get to bring Jason Voorhees back? Because I thought the franchise is still battling with legal issues. And John says, not anymore. Construction looking amazing for Jason Universe. Possible scare actor in front of this facade. And John responds with, oh, most definitely. So we're gonna have a performer outside the facade for the house. That's gonna be cool. And someone also asked John this: hey John, with Dark Universe opened at Epic Universe, would you do a house based on the storyline of Monsters Unchained with Victoria Frankenstein, Igor, etc.? John says, no. I see that as part of Epic's lore, at least for Hollywood.
So, you know, we have the construction walls over here. So I know people are like, oh, that's gonna be part of the coaster. This has to be done before HHN because this is where people have to enter and exit. And if the tribute store's over here, they can't have this whole space blocked off. I don't know what they're really doing in there, but I feel like this has to be finished before HHN because where else are they gonna put the portals for people to enter into for all the houses? Patrick's like the only plush just like standing up. He just looks like a happy little puppy trying to be adopted. So we've got some more AC leakage here in Islands of Adventure. Up there, some AC's leaking, I think. This just looked like a Build-A-Bear ate an edible. It's not very squishy, but I think it's a bag. $45, they have a bag. I don't know what this is. His head comes off. Oh yeah, so there's the straps inside. It looks more like an otter right there though. $42. They're gonna have one of these big squishy hats. It almost looks like a polar bear though. I guess it kind of looks like one of the owls. Oh, what does this one do? This is $40. Oh, it talks to you. Oh, it's a puppet. Okay. So it's a puppet and it can go full exorcist. if you want. So this is how the bag looks. So it'll come with that chain, and then your little owl can be hanging like that. $20 for this bow. It says waiting for my letter.
We have 400 houses that are going to be featured in this unique experience. I got to know, Dave, like, out of those 4, have we experienced those 4 before? Because they were previous haunted houses in years past. Have we experienced these, and which one are you looking forward to the most out of the 4?
Well, I experienced them multiple times, and some even had more than one iteration. But you're asking me to pick my favorite child.
You have to.
Parents do not have favorite children.
Yeah.
It's not what happens. Again, it's getting the variety pack of cereal. Each one, you love it for a different reason. So to pick one, I can't really do that. I will say this. I am very, very partial to the original Universal monsters. I'm very partial to it.
Thank you.
So if I had to, if the question has become which one will I run to first, that's the one I would run to first. But they will all be uniquely and equally amazing.
It's happening this year.
Yeah.
Like in a few months, like
August.
our fans are going to be able to get to experience this.
Before you know it, it will be here and everyone will get to see. And the food and beverage, great topic, right? Because I know my desire for an experience has kind of evolved as I've gotten older, whereas I love the experiences themselves, but kind of consider myself a bit of a foodie these days, so I'm looking forward to that just as much as I'm looking forward to the scares.
There's something for everyone. I mean, that's truly just how to describe it, I think. And so no matter what you're into, I feel like you'll find something that you enjoy. But
So Dr. Dooms is down for refurb right now. Let's just hop into the shop. $27. You got this Venom shirt, Like Being Bad. They have a bunch of other Venom shirts. Over here, you got $30 for this tank top. Lethal Protector, We Are Venom. $30 for this shirt. You got Venom right there. This is just straight out of like the early 2000s. I love that with the tie-dye. And then for $27, we have another Venom shirt. You can pick up your little plushies. You got Carnage right there. Spider-Man, these all be $20 a piece. And then the cutest little Green Goblin you could ever see. We're gonna hop into the annual pass holder lounge. Betty's out saying hi to everyone.
why do we have you here? Like, we love talking to fellow horror fans, but what are you doing as it pertains to Universal Horror Unleashed?
I am here because I love horror. I love Universal. I love Universal Orlando Resort. And I've actually been around for a little over a decade, if you recall. I shaved my head to join the Hive at Halloween Horror Nights 27. The following year, I became a vampire in Vamp 85. I don't know if you saw that. I just showed up one day and I became a vampire. And I worked alongside the great folks here on this content because of my love for horror. Now, over a decade ago, I started my own company, which was a horror company. I had a weekly podcast for over 6 years.
Love it.
Both of my grown children have been scare actors for the past few years here at Halloween Horror Nights. So, you know, it's every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. And I can't think of a better pool to jump back into than Universal Horror Unleashed.
Yeah, so it's safe to say it runs in the blood, it runs in the family. And that's the great thing too. You have the credentials, obviously, but it's not just like, you're not just somebody that's just doing this. Like, it is within you. Like, you have that passion, you have that drive for it. Like you said, every time you try to get out of it, it brings you back. And it's really your calling to it. And that's something like I'm excited to see the content that you bring to the channel and everything that the fans get to see, and something we're all looking forward to as far as Universal Horror Unleashed. But knowing that somebody behind that is also somebody who's a lifelong horror fan and really has a drive and passion, I think is really going to hit the tone for all of us fans, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, the content that myself and my team are going to bring to the table is from the perspective of a fan, of people that are in love with this. And I think everybody remembers that moment, if you love horror as much as we all do. When you really fell in love with it, Universal Horror Unleashed is going to be perfect to satisfy that need to get that adrenaline out there and really feel it. On top of it, like we already mentioned, there's going to be something for everyone. There's going to be a place for everyone. There's going to be that beauty like we've seen in some Halloween Horror Nights houses like Gothic. So it's going to be a little bit for everyone. And I'm sitting here with you all, A, because I love what you do, and B, because I love horror.
Well, Dave, I want to appreciate you for coming in the studio and talking with us with Universal Horror Unleashed. Looking forward to the content that you have coming to the channel and everything that is obviously Universal Horror. So thanks so much, Dave, for joining us in the studio today to talk a little bit about yourself as well as Universal Horror Unleashed.
Yeah, we can't wait to see all of your content.
Okay, we are recharged. So Horror Unleashed in Vegas just dropped a new little teaser, the final teaser for the Universal Monsters house. So let's show that real quick.
Universal Horror Unleashed is a brand new immersive experience unlike anything we've done before. We've got 4 incredible haunted houses that put you right in the middle of iconic and terrifying scenes.
In the Universal Monsters house, you get to follow Van Helsing as he battles all of your favorite classic monsters.
Our legacy of God goes all the way back to the beginning of film itself. We've been creating iconic horror movies that have stood the test of time.
Our Universal Monsters Haunted House takes you through the stories of all of the classic Universal monsters. All of them are there, and you get to walk into their world. Costume and makeup has always been a key part of telling the Universal Monsters stories. The more details that we're able to put into these costumes and makeup, the richer the character becomes, and the scarier they will be for all of our guests to encounter.
We're bringing something entirely new to Las Vegas. It is a year-round destination, and so is our horror brand.
You're not really exposed to one type of horror, one type of character. It is multiple characters in multiple different environments that really become your evening of nightmares.
From the moment you walk in, you will be transported outside of your reality into the world of Universal Horror.
Let's pop into Jurassic Outfitters real quick. They've changed the store display, so they added the raft, right? So the raft used to be kind of the display over there, but so it says River Adventure. You have the Velociraptor up there. The wiring has been ripped off a little bit. And then this kind of looks like a protective cage or a transport cage, but it's got all the different merchandise with the new film in it. The raptors have now attacked the raft. They added the T-Rex right now over here. This just got added. So you can come over here and everything works. So you can turn on, turn it off. So you have the herbivore feeding compound, visitor center control room, visitor center tour, genetics, ground tour, surveillance, maintenance, carnivore feeding compound, velociraptor pen, T-Rex paddock, and perimeter fence.
That's cool, that's interactive.
So that's a great little addition here in the shop. We did get some new toys over here. We got the Mosasaurus rescue boat. Then they have a bunch of the different Jurassic World Rebirth action figures that just came out. It's got a lot of articulation. It moves a little bit. Down here, this is gonna be the new little RC car that they're driving around, the Dino Catcher RC car. So you're looking at $65 for this little RC car. We're back at the Raptor Bite stand. Last time I had that awesome Pop-Tart, but the Strawberry Crispy Cookie was sold out. So I think they have them in stock, so I'm gonna try the Strawberry Crispy Cookie. Yeah, see, they got the cookie right there, but I don't see the Pop-Tarts at all.
Okay, that line is insane.
Yeah, the line for the popcorn goes all the way back there.
Pop-Tarts are only sold for breakfast, so if you're coming for that awesome Pop-Tart, you gotta come for breakfast. But this is gonna be the Strawberry Crispy Cookie. It feels very soft. Universal's not really known for their cookies, so let's see. All right, sugar cookie, pretty decent. Nice and moist. Normally with a sugar cookie, it's always kind of dried out. Felt like a fresh bake. It wasn't too overpowered with the strawberry. If you've ever had like Frankenberry, the cereal, it had like that hint of kind of that artificial strawberry flavoring to it, but it wasn't too out there. It was more of just a sugar cookie with a slight little hint of strawberry. I'm gonna do 8 out of 10. Good little stand. Pop-Tart was awesome. Sugar cookie was really good too.
Another construction wall has popped up here. Pardon our dust. Park enhancements in progress. There's a construction wall over here in the Wizarding World. I guess they're just working on some of the concrete. I know Hagrid's is an 85-minute wait. Now they added Express, so now with your Express passes, you can get on Hagrid's. All right, we've made it to City Walk. They're slowly working on rebuilding Jimmy Buffett's plane. They refurbed it, and now they're reinstalling it, so it's slowly getting there. You know we gotta pop into the Super Nintendo World store and see how the leak is doing. Grand opening. Paint's a little off, but there's no longer a leak, it's all been opened up. So Starbucks, please visit at Universal Great Movie Escape. So the Starbucks here at City Walk is down for refurb. Looks like they're putting some new electrical up there, and then everything has been kind of tarped up so you can't see what's going on inside there. All right, let's follow the sign. It says Great Movie Escape this way with Starbucks. All right, here we are, the Great Movie Escape. Let's go get some Starbucks. So here it is. Pick up your little chips and water bottles, and there's the Starbucks right there. So they have everything that you could need, all different pastries, all your drinks. They've all just kind of relocated over here while they refurb the other Starbucks.
This is gonna be the Summer Berry. Have not had this yet. Came out last year, but there's like boba at the bottom. They give you a nice big boba straw. So I got the lemonade Summer Berry. That's really good.
I just opened this thinking this was a menu. It's not a menu. There's game pieces in this. Why? There needs to be a warning. Okay, I gotta clean this up now. I'm gonna do like a 9.5. Pretty solid. Just tasted kind of like a blueberry gusher fruit roll. But yeah, so they have the Back to the Future escape room. They said they've changed the puzzles a little bit. So if you came and did it when it first opened, it's a little bit different now. All right, so here's the operating hours. Sunday through Thursday, they close at 10. Friday and Saturday, they close at 11 for the Starbucks location.
Okay, guys, you're back in the office. Let's talk about Creature from the Black Lagoon returning inside a house for Horror Unleashed. A lot of people kind of missed that little detail, so they kind of explained what the backstory is behind that house with kind of Van Helsing taking on all of the Universal monsters, and then they show a direct shot of Creature.
Takes you through the stories of all of the classic Universal monsters. All of them are there.
Gilman is coming back. Finally, it's been a long time. It's not a full Creature from the Black Lagoon house, but he's gonna have a scene or two within that house. A Spooky Empire kind of panel coming up next. It's gonna be happening tomorrow if you guys are watching this when I post this. So we will be filming that and covering all the different announcements and updates, what happens during that panel. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
We love the family.
Because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights around the country. I love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon.
None of your beeswax. Endless.
Oh.